This is 3 News Daily.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to 3 News Daily on this Friday, May 12th. I'm Stephanie Haney here with what matters most to you here in Northeast Ohio. And we start with developing news this afternoon and a big sigh of relief for a lot of people here in Cleveland because police have confirmed that missing EMT worker LaChelle Jordan has been found safe. Police say the 30-year-old walked into the open pantry store on Euclid Avenue around 11 o'clock last night and asked to use the phone. You're looking at the security camera video from the store now. Jordan had been missing for nearly a week. She was last seen on Saturday before turning up last night. Police say she was taken to the Cleveland Clinic for medical treatment but didn't go into detail on her condition. We do have a reporter on this story today, so we'll have more to share with you about this tonight and her safe return, thank goodness. Now, also here in Cleveland, Case Western Reserve University was under lockdown this morning. They asked students to stay away while police investigated a bomb threat at the Cleveland Institute of Music building on campus. But in an update on Twitter, the university said police gave the all clear and that there was no credible threat after the investigation. All school activities have now resumed. Meanwhile, Cleveland police are still searching for the person who shot a man near the Case campus. This happened just after 3 o'clock on Thursday outside of the RTA station on Cedar Avenue. Police say the shooter was last seen running away up Murray Hill Road in Little Italy. As of now, we don't know the condition of the person who was shot. But unfortunately, 3 News has learned that one person has died in a Cleveland house fire this morning. It was on Scranton Road between Starkweather and Auburn Avenues. Fire officials at the scene told us that the man was found dead on the 2nd floor of the home. Police are still investigating the cause of the fire. Now this morning, a 22-year-old man has been indicted on multiple charges related to the 2019 killing of 58-year-old Sheila Wallace in Cleveland. Dewan Evans was 18 at the time of Wallace's death. He's now facing aggravated murder, and felonious assault charges. His bond was set at $1 million. It was on January 17th in 2019 when Wallace was walking her small dog in McGowan Park that police say Evans and another suspect crossed paths with her and shot and killed her. Evans was arrested after DNA evidence found in a separate investigation linked him to that shooting. And today, a suspect is in critical condition after a police chase last night. Traffic was backed up for hours on I-271 yesterday as police searched for the person who pulled a gun on a mechanic before speeding away in a semi-truck. Police chased the suspect for more than 10 miles until the truck crashed into a police cruiser and the driver got out and ran away. 271 was closed for 4 hours while police tried to find this person. When they did catch up with the person, he was unconscious in a ravine and is now in the hospital in critical condition and facing several felony charges. Now, yesterday, we learned that another Norfolk Southern train derailed, this time in Newcastle, Pennsylvania. It was late on Wednesday night when 9 rail cars went off the tracks. Now, that accident site is about 20 miles northeast of East Palestine. That's where a train derailed while carrying toxic chemicals in February, and East Palestine is still recovering, and those neighbors, they're concerned about the response. Our own Matt Rascone talked with them 3 months now after that crash.
No matter how much time has passed,
it's been a roller coaster.
Moving on from the February 3rd train derailment hasn't come any easier for many.
It plummeted. Our whole town just went down.
Who live and work in East Palestine.
We are a great town. I love East Palestine.
Carrie Brick still takes her kids to her parents' home in Pennsylvania to play in the dirt and to take a bath.
For a derailment to happen, people think it's not that bad. It really was.
The evidence is all around, from the ongoing cleanup to the presence of the EPA, which has now set up shop and opened their doors in the middle of town.
This isn't making any sense.
Still, there's plenty of confusion.
All they have to do is tell us what is going, the honest story.
Jerry Koblenz is among many neighbors skeptical about health and safety. Response teams have provided air and water filters to them, and health officials, as recently as today, have tried to reassure them.
All of the monitoring of the air, soil, public and private water systems in the East Palestine area continue to show no concerning levels of contaminants.
But amid the scrutiny, Encouraging messages show what happened here more than 3 months ago has also brought people together.
We watch out for each other.
A sense of community in a town struggling to recover from the past.
I don't think it ever will be back to normal now.
Certainly a lot to think about for those residents there. Thank you for that reporting, Matt. Matt is one of our newest members of the 3 News family. He joined us just a few weeks ago. Thank you again for that, Matt. Now, just moments ago, dozens of United Airlines pilots started picketing outside of Cleveland Hopkins Airport. This is part of a nationwide picket happening in 10 cities. It's because pilots in the airline can't agree on a contract. The pilots say their current contract is nowhere near industry-leading standards, and United is losing potential pilots because of it. Now, we do have a crew on the scene. We'll have more details about what they're looking for and how this could impact you tonight. All right, now to an update from wildlife experts. After Cleveland Heights Mayor Khalil Sarin issued a no-mow May executive order hopping on this no grass cutting trend, it's meant to encourage more eco-consciousness by letting your grass and plants grow to help pollinators in the month of May. You know, pollinators like butterflies, birds, and bees. The goal is to give them food and shelter early in this spring season. Now, some advocates say this helps to protect pollinators. Jean McCune of McCune Apiaries, though, tells us this extreme step of going the whole month without mowing isn't actually necessary. But he did tell us how a queen bee will react if food does get scarce.
They will actually start cannibalizing their eggs for food to survive, and therefore the hive will not build up, and eventually the hive will dwindle. When there's no food coming into the hive, the queen senses that, she quits laying eggs, and eventually the hive will die.
So Jean says rather than skipping mowing for the entire month of May, you can take breaks in between mowing, maybe stretch it out a little longer between mows, or you can leave a patch of higher grass for pollinators, maybe close to a tree or in a discreet spot in your yard. All right, switching gears now to sports news. Last night, the Browns released their 2023 schedule, so let's take a look at that right now, and we'll start with the preseason. You know, the Browns take on the New York Jets in the Pro Football Hall of Fame game down in Canton. That'll be a good time. Then the Browns face the Commanders at home before traveling to Philadelphia to play the Eagles and then on to Kansas City to play the defending Super Bowl champs, the Chiefs. All right, regular season now kicks off with an AFC North rivalry. The Browns will face the Bengals at home to open up the season. How about that, taking on the defending AFC North champions in Week 1. Then in Week 2, the Browns head to Pittsburgh for Monday Night Football against the Steelers. Browns in prime time, Week 2. You see the rest of the schedule up there on your screen right now. All right, now let's look way ahead in the sports world. We are 442 days out from the 2024 Summer Olympic Games opening ceremony in Paris. To celebrate, NBC shared pretty big news. For the first time in a European Olympics, swimming, gymnastics, and track and field will be televised live on network TV. It's a big deal because of the time change, you know. So NBC will have at least 9 hours of weekday daytime coverage, expanding to at least 11 hours on the weekends. Paris is 6 hours ahead of Cleveland. So the finals for these events, they'll air live in the morning or late afternoon. Before, during the Tokyo Games, for example, 2 years ago, the only way to watch gymnastics finals live was on Peacock or other NBC Sports digital platforms. So for people who get excited about those events, very good news. You'll be able to catch that right here on 3. Thanks for being with us for today's edition and all of this week's editions of NBC News Daily, 3 News Daily here at WKYC. We'll catch you back on Monday with more of your top stories from around Northeast Ohio. Everybody have a beautiful weekend. We'll see you back in a couple days.